And we are back in the building, back with some more boxing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and all that good stuff. Now, guys, we're 3 days away. 3 days away from Undisputed versus Undisputed. Canelo Alvarez, the 4 division champion, the current 168-pound super middleweight undisputed champion, will be putting it all on the line against Jermell Ironman Charlo, the 154-pound undisputed champion, who's jumping up 2 weight classes, daring to be great, trying to put himself in that elite class with Terrence Bud Crawford and Clarissa Shields, who are 2-time undisputed champions in 2 different weight classes in the 4-belt era. Can he do it? We're going to find out Saturday night, guys. But anyway, they had another press conference today. And I'll say this, the press conference pretty much was the same, I would say, as the first press conference. There wasn't a whole lot of jaw-jacking going on between the camps. They kept everything respectful. It was cordial. But I will say this, there was a slight difference in this press conference this time. And I think it was Canelo Alvarez's demeanor. He seemed to have a chip on his shoulder. It was very apparent. And I know a lot of times we talk about Jermell having this huge chip on his shoulder, which is true. We've seen that throughout the years with him and his brother Jamal. Jermell especially, being that, people were calling him the little Charlo, and, him becoming undisputed in one of the toughest divisions in boxing and feeling like, he's been, not given the props that he deserves. And it seems that way. I've seen it myself, just observing. And it seems that, people never really, gave him his props. And, he's done such incredible things in the sport of boxing. I do have a huge amount of respect for him. But anyway, Canelo Alvarez seemed to be the guy with the chip on his shoulder today. And a lot of it stemmed from the fact that Canelo Alvarez believes that Charlo, I would say him and his brother both, don't believe in his skill set. They don't think he has a good skill set. He also talked about how they talked trash about him throughout the years, trying to get that fight, which they did. And that's what they're supposed to do. Jermell talked about chasing this fight for years. Throughout the years, we've heard, a lot of people talking about one of the Charlos facing Canelo Alvarez and that fight never coming to fruition. And now we're here. It's not Jamal, but it's Jermell. And Jermell's wanted this fight too. And I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. I think both of the guys bring a lot to the table. Now, I want to talk about Canelo's chip. And it started off when he came up to the podium, guys, when they basically did their intros. Let me talk about Charlo's intro first. I wrote some notes down here. Charlo came up to the podium. He said that Canelo Alvarez has nothing to prove, that he's different, and that he's done everything. So Charlo gave Canelo a lot of props. Canelo, it was a little bit different with Canelo Alvarez. He says that he has something to prove to Charlo. He talked about proving something to Charlo, not to the fans. He says that because of the skill set, that him not believing in his skill set, which we talked about earlier. And, basically the jaw-jacking that he's been doing throughout the years. Now, Canelo Alvarez also talked about, he always trains 100%. But this time, he's trained even more this time. And this is because he wants to prove something to Charlo. And as you guys can tell, he's been training his ass off for this fight. He even, I think he went to Lake Tahoe to train this time in higher elevation. And he's been hearing the talk. I don't think it's just Charlo. I think it's been an accumulation of possibly that and, his last 3 fights. He hears the chatter out here. The loss to Bivol, the lackluster fight with Triple G, and the fight with John Ryder, which I thought he did good in that John Ryder fight. I think the fact that he didn't get John Ryder up out of there had a lot of people questioning Canelo Alvarez. His last 3 fights, basically, people saying that, he's on the, I would say he's not the same guy. He's pretty much starting to fall off. And I think, that, with the stuff with Jamel and Jamal Charlo, I think it's gotten up under his skin, and now he's ready to fight. Now he's ready to prove to the world that he is that guy that he always said he was. He's the pound for pound best fighter in the world. That's what he wants to prove in this fight, I think. Now he says Charlo is going to feel it. He said he's something different that Charlo's never basically been in the ring with, and it's true. He's never really been in the ring with a guy like Canelo Alvarez, and he's jumping up 2 weight classes. Canelo says he's been in the ring with all kind of fighters, and that's true. He brings a lot of experience to the table. Jamel says that he's never been he's been in the ring with a lot of different fighters, but he hasn't been in the ring with Jamel Charlo. And I will say this, Jamel Charlo is a different breed. He's a different animal. You can see it in his ambition. A lot of guys try to duck and dodge and not, fight the best competition. But, he's going for greatness, and you have to respect that. You have to respect both of these guys because they bring a lot to the table in this fight. I will be doing a prediction soon. I'm still kind of weighing things out. I'm going to do that probably around the weigh-in time. I'm going to tell you guys who I think is going to win the fight. But yeah, man, Canelo Alvarez having a little chip on his shoulder, and I think that helps. That gets you motivated to perform your best. And I think Charlo is going to bring out the best in Canelo Alvarez, the Canelo that we haven't seen in quite some time. And I'm excited for the fight. I think it's going to be a special occasion. I know some people aren't giving Jamel a chance because he's jumping up 2 weight classes, but I think he's game. I think he's ready, and I can't wait for Saturday night. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about the press conference today. Did you notice the chip on Canelo Alvarez's shoulder? Who do you think is going to win the fight? Do you think there'll be a knockout? You guys let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.